Welcome. Come on in. Hey, 2Ls. Hey, Maki. I hope I said that right. Hey, Lexi. Excuse me. Let me get my water real quick, y'all, cause my throat acting up. I'm here to discuss this mess. Okay. This is like, look, before we just really get started, like, this is like the best season since season one, because I think we all can agree that since season one, the show has kind of like declined, just hasn't been as good. And even though I do feel like there are people here that are not, that are very unserious and are not ready for marriage, or, you know, want to be on TV, it's still just more entertaining. And I think there is more realness to it. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people just got on here and just, because I'm thinking about Shake, I'm thinking about Shayna, um, just some people that should not have even been selected to participate. Shane, just like it just been some like people on here that it's like, why were they even involved? Looking for fame. Or, you just letting people come on here because they're going to be a villain, or they're going to, be silly or stupid and make good TV. Shake was a hot mess. I couldn't stand me either, child. Like, the only thing that I could respect about Shane is at the reunion, he owned it. He owned it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they try to pretend like, oh no, I came here for love. Nah, at least he was real about that part. But yeah, I couldn't stand him. And I don't know. Shayna put a bad taste in my mouth too, because she took that picture on his shoulders. And I just thought that was really nasty towards Deep T, because Deep T was insecure about her weight. And, Shake made that nasty comment about how he only wanted a woman that he could put on his neck at a concert. So yeah, I remember that scene. I remember that season very well. That was last season, wasn't it? Yeah, that was last season. I remember that season very well because he irritated me so bad, and I was so glad Deep T didn't give him the time of day. But then she started dating that other guy with the ears that like Shayna. Y'all know who I'm talking about? I forgot his name. She started dating him, and I knew that wasn't gonna last. Like, I knew that wasn't gonna last. Because I don't know, I'm just a firm believer. If the man wanted you in the first place, he would have chose you. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and we're gonna get to it with Zach and Bliss. But I just really feel like, if men, they know what they want. And if they choose you second, they put you second for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Last season was SK. Oh, you right. How could I forget? How could I forget that train wreck last season with SK and Raven? Thank you, Lexi. Cause that just happened a couple of months ago. I was just talking about Raven and the interview she did. I think I just posted that video. It couldn't have been more than a month or two ago. These shows don't ever give us a break from the unnecessary drama. Human interaction has its own drama. Yes, exactly. I wonder, when producers casted SK, did they know all this stuff about him? I don't know. No do-overs. I totally agree. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. But yeah, SK and Raven, that was crazy. I can't believe SK and how he was able to juggle all of these random women. And you're supposed to be in school, but you're constantly going on a trip. Like you went to Mexico with one girl, and then a month later you went to Mexico with Raven. Like what? Does SK come from money? Like what does SK do? Because he know he had a lot of money to be juggling these women and time. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Let's start with this couple because I'm rooting for them. If he turns out to be an SK, or she does something sneaky and underhand, like I'm gonna be sick. Like I'm invested, okay? I just feel like their relationship is genuine. I really do. And that might be like the hopeless romantic in me. That might be, you know, I should be more skeptical because I know how these reality shows go. But I just believe in them. I just believe in them. Tiffany and Brett, like I believe in them. I believe they're older. She's 36, he's 35. Like I feel like, they want to settle down. They want to have a family. As I mean not SK. Oh, let me not say that name. Hui. Brett seems like he's a very stable, successful man. He said that he came from not having much in life. His family had to live off of, you know, his family had to live just using candles at one point. To now he's working with Nike, or at least he worked with Nike at one point. Like he seems like he's doing very well for himself. He seems very genuine. Tiffany, she had the little slip up with falling asleep on him, but she just seems like I feel like she was drunk. And you know what I'm saying? His voice probably was soothing. She probably was, his voice was sounding good to her, put her straight to sleep, but they got past that. It wasn't even a huge deal. I feel like they made it like a way bigger deal than what it actually was. They have to amp up the drama, but I don't know, y'all. They just seem like they're gonna work. Oh yes, this his story about his brother too. That was so tragic. But I love that he's at the point now where he does want to express love, and how he said, his family doesn't really say I love you to each other, but he wants to do that. And I feel like Tiffany is going to be the one to, help pull that out of him, and, help him become more open with it. He seems like he's in touch with his emotions, even though he doesn't say it. He doesn't say I love you. He seems like he's in touch with his emotions, like especially when he's talking to the other guys, and he's giving advice to them. Like it's solid advice. So I don't think I've ever smiled at a TV couple the way I smile. I know, right? I know. Love Tiffany's friends, especially her soul sister. Yeah, that was cute too. Like when you have genuine friends, like that's not easy to come by. You see people all the time have these friends that backstab them, or turn their back on them, even ghost them. You see people that you see that, or you've come in contact with it yourself, you dealt with it yourself. And just to see them just gush over her and be so happy for her, you could tell they were genuine too. Like Tiffany, you are very blessed because you have this great connection with this guy, and then you already had a solid support system with your friends. Like I didn't like how Netflix did not show her black friends. Why was that? They even had the friends like in an awkward position for the camera to even show them, and they definitely didn't really show the friends speaking. That was weird. I noticed that. That is a little shady. It's funny seeing her friends versus Micah's friends. Ugh. I know, right? But yeah, her friends definitely are the uplifting type, and have her back. He might not want to mess up because they'll also be right there to have her back. So you might not want to pull a SK on Tiffany because it seemed like she got some ride or die friends. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on to Micah and Paul, since we already talking about friends that are haters. And maybe because Micah has a nasty personality herself, but you definitely attract the worst of the worst when it comes to friends. Because first you have Irina flirting with your man and talking about she liked him and was touching all on him. And then you have a friend named Shelby who basically is a secret undercover hater, jealous, or girl, I don't know what she got going on, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. If I bring my fiance around and I introduce him to you and you talk about how you want to be nasty and almost try to scare him off talking about how you have broken up with people for me. Well, first of all, Micah thinks that's cute. Micah thinks that's cute anyway. So that's her issue. But your friend, that is not your friend. Micah and Irina just wanted to extend their time on TV. I can believe that totally. Shelby was something else. And then she had the nerve. How you gonna tell this girl that he's not the one? And I just know it. I just know it, and start crying. You can't even give her one solid reason as to why. Unless you just want to say, look, you don't even know him, you barely know him. You could say that, but are you mad because he wasn't going along with your mean girl games? Because that's what it seemed like. It seemed like you're mad because he just didn't go along with the fact that you was being trash. And I wasn't mad at him at all. Shelby was making me question if she wants to be with Micah. That's what I saw a lot of people saying. Look, because she got really emotional and started crying. And maybe she do want Micah. I don't know. Because if she not being a hater, it got to be something. Why are you breaking up with people for me? Like, does Micah just not have any boundaries with her? Like, that don't make any sense. They have no chemistry. Micah's definitely here for social media. She had 8,000 followers before she got on the show. She wants to be an influencer. I could totally see that. She already said she was never physically attracted to him. And shoot, he said the same thing about her. So, and I don't see the chemistry. Like, I believe someone else just said that. Like, I don't see the chemistry. They don't seem like they even really like each other. Yeah. I was so glad he checked her. Me too. Shut her down. I hate how much Micah cut Paul off to clown him because he used big word. And I'm like, I don't know if this is the way they edited the show, but all he said, like the biggest word he used in that sentence was complex. And let's factor in the fact that he is an environmental scientist. And what's wrong with being articulate? Like, do y'all want to come off as bimbos? Do y'all want to come off as slow? Like, what? What's wrong with him being articulate? Petty Paul was like, I don't care what you think. Exactly. And what big words did Paul use? I need them to step up their lexicon. Exactly. I was like, first of all, there's Paul, yes, I guess in his own way, you could say maybe he's articulate, but I've heard way more extensive vocabularies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Paul might be dumbing himself down a little bit. So the fact that y'all think he doing too much, I just didn't understand that. So what did y'all think about her confronting Irina? Because I thought it was gonna be way more fireworks than that. Like, she was trying to come for your man, and she literally told you that she liked him. And then when you talked to Paul, you had the nerve to get upset with Paul and be concerned about something going on behind your back, when every chance you get you're flirting with Kwame. Like, I didn't understand where the audacity came from with that one, because Paul ain't said one thing about you flirting with Kwame. And that's another reason why I think Paul might not like her like that. Because why do you not care that she's constantly flirting with this man that she, you know, dated? Like, you don't have a problem with that whatsoever, but then you'll go out of your way to avoid Amber. Irina didn't give a darn about Micah's words or feelings. No, she did not. But Micah wasn't even really, for her to act like she was so mad, like she didn't really, she was just like, but I was your only friend. I was your lifeline with the other girl. Ugh. Like, for you to want to play this Regina George type, you fell flat when it came time to check her. And in fact, I feel like you gave her more ammo because you told her that it made you feel some type of way. I would have never said that made me feel some type of way. Like, she did say, oh, I know Paul would never want you. But she was like, I want to slap in the back of the head. Why did you tell her that? You don't ever let the other woman feel like y'all on shaky ground. Michael was a hypocrite for com- confronting Irina. She literally did the same with Alex. I agree. But at the same time, y'all want to play these mean girl games. I thought we was gonna get some fireworks. I think it's karma for Micah. Also, Micah was there watching wretched Irina be evil to everyone, then surprised when it's her turn. Yes, I don't understand that. Like, y'all see Irina and how she is. It's one thing if Irina was acting like that in the pods and nobody told what's his name, Zach, but you knew. And the same thing with Micah. Like, you was right there doing it with her, but now you want to be shocked when it's turned around on you. Why did you think you were so special? Because you Regina George and she Gretchen? No. No, I don't. Yeah, I didn't get that either. Like, you really thought you were gonna get special treatment? No. Let me see. Is that it for them? New here and loving it. Love your reviews. Happy to catch a live. This season is wild. Michael's friends were wilding. Exactly. Welcome to La Vida Rosa, Cordelia. But yes, I've definitely been in a group project with an Irina in university, and they always say, yeah, I'm gonna do my part soon, and end up giving it to you the day of, and it's barely cohesive. I've been in that situation so many times. Mm. And because it has to, the sad part is it has to get done. So if you don't do it half the time, it won't get done. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and move on from these two. Poor Chelsea. Chelsea is so blinded by, I don't even know, is it love? I really just think Chelsea wants to get married. I think Chelsea wants to start a family. She's been wanting this for a long time, and she's just completely latched on to Kwame. By hook or crook, she wants that life. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't understand where all the attachment is for this man, especially with how he's treating her. Now, I will say, Kwame, he does seem like he's doing a lot of compromising, but a part of me feels like Kwame is doing this because he wants to remain on the show because he still wants to have access to Micah. At the end of the day, Chelsea was his second option, the second choice. Because every time he gets a chance to run behind Micah, he does. And I really feel like, he feels like a lot of things that Chelsea does and says, he's like the only one compromising. But I feel like if Micah asked you to do it, you would do it without a second thought. You would have no problem moving to Arizona if that woman asked you to do it. You would have no problem starting a family and having as many kids as she wanted. Kwame just annoys me to no end. Now I know why he's seeking so much validation. His mama said, do better. Mamas will let you know. Mamas will let you know, okay? Especially a black mama. Alex didn't call his mom. He was on the phone with SK getting pointers on how to leave Chelsea at the altar. I saw a lot of people saying they don't really feel like Kwame was on the phone with his mom. I feel like the producers would have exposed him if he wasn't really on the phone. The same way they exposed that guy, was that last season? Um, the Asian guy that was putting the eye drops in his eyes so he could pretend like he was crying. I feel like they would have exposed Kwame in that same way had his mom not been on the phone. I feel like his mom was on the phone. She just didn't give permission for her voice to be used. And I feel like that's how deep it is that she is not going along with, him being married to someone he just met. Kwame gets on my nerves. Chelsea is going to get so hurt by him. Shattered. Like her heart is going to be shattered. Shattered. I wonder, did she not see him talking to Micah at the party, like at her own birthday party? Because I know she would have been pissed off had she saw that. I'm still not over him tucking his phantom hair behind his ear. Kwame, what is up with your head? What is up with your head? Like, I didn't go in on him half as hard as I did Bartiz, but it's on the same level. What is up with your head? I feel like a non-black person is cutting your hair. Because by the end of last season, we found out a non-black person was cutting Bartiz's hair, and it explained everything. Okay, so I feel like, you know, I feel like somebody with alabaster skin is cutting your hair, and I feel like you should just go ahead and cut it off because their hairline and gave up a long time ago. People who do not live in the host city should not expect their partners to move. Did this not come up with the pods? I think if you're going to do Love is Blind Seattle and everybody else live in Seattle, you should be willing to at least move to Seattle because you should have known that's where y'all gonna be. That's where you signed up for it. Why should I uproot my life when I signed up for this show thinking I'm gonna find somebody where I live and you live elsewhere? If anything, I don't think he should have been allowed to participate. It should have been people in Seattle. That production team so petty. That phone call was improv. I don't feel bad for Chelsea. Ain't no way she's that oblivious. I think she's overlooking a lot of red flags because she wants to be married so bad. I must have missed it because whenever he's on screen, I do a stank face. I could barely see the screen until the scene changes. I realized my face all scrunched up. When they were at the pool in Mexico, he was talking to Micah. He was cheesing so hard. Oh my goodness, yes. And that's when he put his fake hair behind his ear. He needs a black barber. Where his boys? He need to ask. You know who he need to ask? Brett, because Brett had perfection, but he also has a full hairline. So maybe you need to find somebody that specializes in gluing down those hair pieces. Maybe that's what you need. I don't know. Someone said his African mama would have been overjoyed that her 30 something son was getting married, regardless of who it was. Is that how they are? I don't know. He should have Brett cut his hair. Okay, I just said that. Nah, because Kwame needs a buzz cut with those two horns. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. He needs a Beijing. For real. Like, I'm serious. Like, either go bald. I just don't. Why is it that men? I have this conversation all the time. Why is it that men want to hold on to hair that left you a long time ago? Why? It just makes you look older. Like, I know you probably thinking if I cut all my hair off, I'm gonna look stupid bald or I'm gonna look old. It's already looking that way, Uncle Phil. It's already looking that way. Carl Winslow, I'd much rather you have a baldy. I feel like, especially black men, they pull off baldies well. Just go ahead and cut it off. I read somebody said that's why he don't like black women because they ain't gonna put up with their haircut. I screamed so loud. Just let it go. Brett represents the finer things in life. I know that's right. Okay. They are insecure about their bald head. I just don't get it, y'all. I don't get it because you're a man. Like, men can get away with murder when it comes to hair. Like, come on. I mean, especially, I mean, y'all cut it all off. Yeah, ain't nothing gonna change. Now, some men do look drastically different without hair, I will say. But for the most part, most men, especially black men, look good with bald heads. And dare I say, look better. And a lot of black women love men with bald heads, especially if you grow a beard. Low key, I feel like Kwame doesn't see himself as a black man, just a man who happens to be black. Ooh. Yeah, well, we know because in the beginning he didn't even want to go by Kwame. He wanted to go by Alex. And I'm just like, yeah, that's giving anti-black. That's giving self-hate. I hate to say it, but yeah, that's what it was giving. And he already talked about how when he was in high school, his prom day, he couldn't even pick up his prom date because her parents were racist, I guess. I don't know. I would love for you to have more confidence in yourself. Didn't somebody in here say that his mom was African or he's African? Like, come on. You need to have some pride in yourself. Wait, what did 2L say? Yeah, I totally could see that. I cannot believe this man didn't do a little touch up on his apartment. Oh, thank you so much for pointing that out, Fedora. That apartment was filthy. That apartment was filthy. Now, it's one thing, I'm not saying it's okay to just live like that, but he lives alone. You know what I'm saying? He lives alone. Maybe he doesn't have company that often. So, if you live like that, that's your house, you pay the rent, right? But a camera crew is coming up in your house. You know your future wife is coming up in here. And really, you're about to leave your house. At the very least, you're about to leave your house and go on a trip. You want to come home to a nasty house? I mean, clothes and drawers everywhere. Yeah, just trash just scattered all across the table, all across your desk. I would have pinched my nose if I stepped into that apartment. I mean, at least, you know, Paul didn't have the best apartment either. I mean, he had two mismatched couches, one he picked up on the side of the road. But at least it wasn't just dirty. Like, SK, that was embarrassing. He should have hired Brett's cleaning lady. Okay. The apartment was nasty and it lacked furniture. The moment he said sit around playing Xbox for 6 hours, I missed that. I do know he came in, he came to get his Xbox, but just sitting around playing for 6 hours straight, not even Kwame. He's a whole Kwame. Stand Up Africa, he's making us look bad. Africans need redemption on this show after SK and him. I know that's right. I may not have company, but if I plan to invite people, I would clean up. Plus, it ain't Kwame's first time being on a reality TV show. Oh, yes. I saw that. I saw that he was on like a casting type of episode for Married at First Sight. And I know Married at First Sight and Love is Blind, they have the same production company. They use the same production company. So it doesn't shock me that he went to that audition and to this one, but it also makes me raise an eyebrow a little bit, like how genuine are you? I don't know. The plant was shriveled up. I don't care if you live like you never seen a little comment, a little Lysol, a little Dawn in your house, but baby, this is international TV. I don't know why your African mom didn't want. I know why your African mom didn't want to force this. Come on, like, and he's not the first man to come on this show and do that. Like, at least touch up, at least pick the clothes up off the floor, throw it in a laundry basket. Come on. Paul's was a clean mess. He would have been perfect on Married at First Sight. I could totally see him on Married at First Sight. I feel like it would have been funnier. We would have really seen who Kwame is. I could see it, but you know they would have had to give him a white wife. Yeah, I know that, right? But I'm just thinking about it. If he would have gotten matched up with Clara, I think they probably would have been a good match. Kwame's couch looks sticky. Child, when she pointed out that the lotion and the towel were only 3 feet apart, I holler so loud. Chelsea, she literally loves this man dirty draws. Because she was just like, yeah, normally, the dirtiness would turn me off, but he organized my panty drawer. He organized your panty drawer because he was being nasty. Like, did he take your clothes out of your suitcase and hang them up for you? Like, that would be a little bit different. But, did he break out the broom and mop? Like, you see how nasty his apartment is. In an interview, Kwame said, I've always felt like someday I'd be on a reality TV dating show. That's a red flag. That's a red flag right there. I'm sorry. He sounded like he just wanted to be on TV. He will be given a white wife, and that wife would leave him in a second. I feel like Chelsea and Kwame should have been on Married at First Sight as a couple. It would have been more entertaining, to Chelsea's detriment, unfortunately, because she's so sweet. I could see that. I really could. Sis really saw what she wanted to see. We all been there. Girl, we done all been there. You right. You right. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. A lot of people have been in my comments and acting like I'm just really being hard on Zach and Bliss, and they can understand where he's coming from, and they can see why she wanted to stick around. I'm just telling you what I see. This is my opinion. This is how I feel. And you're welcome to how you want to feel too. But I just feel like she ain't never really gonna get over him choosing her second. At the very least, right? She ain't never gonna get over that. I don't care what I really don't. No spoilers, because somebody spoiled it for me. I don't want any spoilers in this chat, though. Please, no spoilers. But I don't care what the outcome is, like whether they say yes or no on the wedding day. She ain't gonna get past that. I don't believe it. And I don't believe that he would have circled back had Irina liked him. He would be very happy with Irina had she felt the same way about him. Thank you. That's how I feel. She need to stand up. I don't like this. Zach is a weirdo. The exhaustion. I'm gonna make him work for it. Proceeds to accept proposal. Thank you. I didn't like that either. Like, girl, how are you making him work for it? Y'all barely went on 2 dates before he proposed. Like, what? I don't. The only way I would accept this as genuine from him is if all of this would have happened off screen. If they would have, dated each other for a few months and he really put in work and he was apologetic, they really talked through this and they realized, yes, I want to be together. He proposed after, a few months of dating. I could see that better. But you just proposed to another woman, couldn't have been more than 2 weeks ago. She'll never get over it. I don't believe it. I hope she doesn't marry him for real. He really made the best choice, the second choice for every good woman. It hurts on a personal level. I know. And especially since he already knew the girl was vicious. He said that out of his own mouth. And you chose her anyway? Like, over someone who remembered your birthday and made you cupcakes? I would have felt so cheated. Especially since she didn't even get to go to Mexico. Surely she's there for the show. I can't imagine why a woman who holds herself so well is willing to accept this man. I think she actually really genuinely likes him for whatever reason. I do. I feel, they throw around love very easily, but I think she at least really, really is infatuated with him and really does like him and felt some type of way while they were in the pods. And I even feel like to a certain degree, possibly he might have liked her in some way because he did really cry when he had to break up with her, but ain't no backsies. You made your decision. You got to live with it. I don't think she's making it so easy, but I think they complement each other. She literally said yes to his proposal on their third date. Bliss carries her name well. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you, KB. And proposing on that boat in the cold. Girl, that proposal was so awkward. The kiss was awkward. The proposal was awkward. When they walked into Chelsea's party, it was awkward because everybody was like, what? Everything about it was awkward. Was it the same ring? Girl, I didn't even think about that. I hope it wasn't the same ring. He is a lawyer, so I would hope that was a different ring. Maybe she's accepting him to embarrass him at the altar. And that's why I've seen that too. I've seen a lot of people say that possibly, she said yes to the proposal so that she can embarrass him at the wedding. I feel like that's too much too. I feel like that's a bit too vindictive. Bliss doesn't even come off as that type of woman. And if she is, she's giving me Zenith vibes all day long. I wouldn't even go through all that. And why he forced those kisses on her? Yes. I was like, what is that about? When Zach kissed Bliss when she was in the middle of a conversation, we would have had to talk after because that's mad disrespectful to the other person. Yeah, it was weird. It was so weird. Like she's talking to Micah, and why are you just coming in and tongue kissing me? What? Tasia, your team Zach and Bliss? Bliss lost out on a wall proposal. Dang. Bliss lost out on a wild proposal, a reveal, She showed it. I didn't even think about that. She did miss out on the reveal too. Even though they, they met each other at the restaurant, but she didn't get to do the reveal. And Mexico. Yes, you're right. She didn't get nothing. But the ring. I read someone say his ego got in the way with choosing who to propose to. Bliss said he had poor judgment of character, and Zach took that personally. I could agree with that, and I also could agree it's because he's gonna feel less than when it comes to her family. I've been saying that since day one. But like I said, you made your bed, you have to lie on it. You made your choice. I don't even think it's fair that Zach gets to come back and choose Bliss and then move into the apartment and get all the perks of as if he stayed with Irina. I don't even think that's cool. Like, even if they did get together, have them come to the reunion or give them a little package at the reunion or, after the altar special, give them a little, let us see their life then. But I don't know, to just pick up where he left off when he chose Irina in the first place, I don't think it's fair. She didn't want to hurt his feelings. Bliss is too nice. Yeah, but Bliss doing a lot of giving in. I can't wait till he meets the parents. That's the part I'm waiting on. Like, I cannot wait for him to meet her dad because I know the dad is not happening. Zach is gonna change the world. In what way? I think Zach is low key manipulative. He is a lawyer. I didn't like how he was so dismissive of her feelings. Like, I don't know. I don't think he was ever truly apologetic for choosing Irina and then coming back. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's not taking her feelings about that seriously. And I feel like that's another reason why she should not have accepted that proposal, because she feels some type of way. Like she said, her pride is hurt. Like, and he was just like talking all over her, not letting her get all her words out. I don't know. I didn't like that. I know, I know I'm very conflicted for liking them because Zach was dead wrong for what he did, but they just make sense together. I do think they're more compatible than he was with Irina, clearly. But I feel like that's all the reason why he should have chose her in the first place. They should have aired another couple or something, giving us a twist, because Zach spoiled the whole thing with his second choice storyline. Girl, they're trying to get their views. I agree. I see why they let him do it, because they want to fill in that airtime with another couple. If they lost him, would it be enough to have all the episodes they want to have? So they need some more cushion for the episodes. I get that part, but I just still don't think it was right. Agree. I don't want to follow their story. He proposed after seeing her. This is not the experience. Exactly. And then he called her pretentious. He had the nerve. Um, Zach said he was going to change the world, and I was like, please. He must have said that. I must have missed that. I definitely missed that. If I was Bliss, I would have been the one who got away. Okay, he would have had to chase me. Like she claimed she was gonna make him work. Girl, please. He would have had to chase me, and he never would have caught me. She needs to make peace with that before going forward with Zach, let alone accepting a proposal. I totally agree. That's why I said I don't think she should have accepted that proposal, still feeling like you were the second choice. Because that feeling ain't gonna go away just because y'all are engaged or if y'all get married. That's not just gonna go away. Uh-oh, what did I do? Okay, my bad, y'all. So, is Bliss there? Yeah, I mean, I feel like her and Chelsea, because they were friends. I remember them being friends during the pods, and I just remember them talking about, yeah, if we don't find someone, we're gonna have kids and we'll raise them together. And I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes when women say that, it's like you're just saying that you actually want to get married. That's actually really, really, really something you desire. And I feel like both of them, it's like they're going to look past all the red flags. They're going to accept whoever because they want to get married. He was telling Paul that he wanted a good woman to be there on his side while he changes the word. Get out of here. I missed that. I think her family's going to chew him out. Yes, me too. I wonder if she even has a backbone to say how she really feels. Well, she did tell him. She did tell him, but I feel like she's not going to be as forthcoming as she should. The Holy Spirit would have to say Zach is the one. Could not be me. He didn't apologize properly when they met up, saying I messed up, you know it, and I know it too. Yeah, that's not apologizing. Zach only saw her boonies. You mean boobies? And was into her because her role model is Oprah. She may be a little slow. No. I'm gonna move on, y'all. I'll move on. Because I'm gonna go ahead and make sure y'all like the video. Like the video before we get into Marshall and Jackie. Shout out to everybody in here. It's 84 people in here. Like the video. Because these two, really Jackie. I think we all can agree that the issue is Jackie. Give me 1 second. Jackie was not ready. Jackie was not ready. Jackie has some deep-seated issues. And not just within herself, but interpersonally with her family. And we saw that when they went on the little vacation and she just broke down out of nowhere. I knew something right then. Something was not right. Jackie want that Whitney and Bobby. Okay. Jackie's not ready. Marshall got to stop picking projects. I stopped liking Jackie as soon as they left the pods. It does get worse with every episode. Because, okay, so they had this huge blow up. And I don't know. She wants something. First of all, it sounds like she wants something toxic. I mean, you want him to slap you around. You want her to be aggressive. What's your definition of aggressive? Because I really feel like you have a toxic definition of what you think aggressiveness is. And regardless, you're not going to get that from Marshall. Marshall ain't going to be disrespectful. He don't even have that in him. The most disrespectful thing he going to say, he called her a project, which he was wrong for that, right? I feel like personally he didn't mean it like that. But Marshall, I take that back. Marshall, you did mean it like that. You did mean it like that because you felt like you could change Jackie and you can't. So you need to let this go. You need to let this go. Like even when he was talking to Brett and he was saying, yeah, I knew she was going to have a hard time coming around, but I didn't know it was going to be all this. You know what I'm saying? He very much like how women, they look at a man, see the potential, but if the man is not willing to put in the work, if he's not willing to live up to the potential, we can't just go off potential. We can't just go off that. And you can't just give your all and, you know, get all the life sucked out of you and not get anything in return. Because he said out of his own mouth, I love on you, I hug on you, I kiss on you. I try to do things to make you feel special. He made her that breakfast. And he said, you don't even do anything for me. You don't do anything to make me feel special in this relationship. Let me see what y'all are saying. As soon as I saw Jackie's little tagline when she was looking for her, that she was looking for her daddy, I knew she had issues. Dang, I didn't even catch that one. The way Jackie talks annoys me. It's giving black scent. Can someone tell me her race or her ethnicity? Because I don't know. Maybe I thought maybe she might have been Afro Latina. That's just phenotypically I was trying to see, but I don't know. Not Afro Latina, but y'all know what I mean. Like Cardi B mix. What is Cardi B? Dominican and something else. Is she Native American? I don't know. Hawaiian. She has a very ambiguous look. She really could be any of what y'all are naming. I don't know. That man made her berry compote. Yes. She speaks Spanish. Okay. She doesn't seem full Hispanic. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I really don't. The way Jackie flips like that honestly reminds me of my beautiful but traumatized mama. I cannot believe Marshall said with his full chest, I see you as a project repetitively. I was with you, Marshall, and just like that, you lost me. Jackie was high in the morning eating coffee. He's a good man, Savannah. Marshall wasn't even giving that in the pods. I'm confused on what she thought. Exactly. Marshall got his issues because he has a savior conflict. Yes, I agree. That's exactly what he gave with that project comment. Same. I think he was trying to get back at her because she had been so nasty. I could believe that too. Was he really wrong for calling her a project? That's kind of degrading. Like I understand where a lot of people are coming from with that, but he was wrong for saying that, especially if he meant it. I know better complex that can get annoying real quick. Like he's playing a game, he's gonna lose. You can't fix someone who doesn't even know what the problem is. I keep saying it, but if she was more attracted to Marshall, she would deal a little better. And the fact that she's not attracted to him, yes, I do agree she's treating him worse than, like, if she had somebody that looked like Chris Brown or, just like that basketball player build, full of tattoos and handsome. I'm not saying that Marshall isn't, but y'all know who I'm talking about. She probably would treat him totally different. I want some berry compote with my pancakes. The way she spoke about her family reminds me of Islanders. She's 27. Okay. I don't think they have. Yeah, they don't really have any chemistry. They really don't. On Instagram, Jackie posted her stories that Marshall called her a nasty name before she met his family. What? Did you do that, Marshall? She is a lot of work. Definitely definitely project adjacent. It was harsh for him to say, but she is indeed a project to him, a fixer upper. Well, you honestly should not be with someone that you feel that way about. If you're emotionally intelligent, you should be with somebody you feel is on the same level as you, and not look at someone as a fixer upper. She liked it though. As soon as he called her that, she softened and rushed over to him and hugged him. After what? After he said he wanted to lift her up, because he apologized for saying the project. If he looked like Brett, she wouldn't be doing this. I forgot how she reacted when she saw Brett. which actually was very disrespectful to Marshall, but Marshall didn't take it like that. But I feel like a lot of men would have felt some type of way with her doing that. And let's get into Josh. Because what is Josh doing? First of all, Josh walked in, don't nobody like him. Loud, drunk, not making any sense. Going over to Marshall, hanging all off on him. Like, first of all, why are you grabbing all up on Marshall like that? I feel like he was trying to assert dominance or something. Because he was saying some nasty stuff, talking about Mr. Steele girl and all that. He was trying to sun him or something. Like, he was just sloppy. Just sloppy. Why do people keep saying that about his ears? I need to go back and look. I didn't even look at his ear. Josh is goofy. You get him off my TV. Yes, I got a stank face too. Drunk. Just, I mean, how you get on TV that drunk? I loved Marshall's comments after Josh walked away. I loved it when he told him, look, if you can get her, then you can have her. That was funny. Low-key Marshall is funny. Like, Josh, you're not even cute. Josh think he looks so much better than Marshall when really they on the same level. As far as looks. Like, you don't, y'all have different personalities. Really, you're just a jerk. Josh was corny to me, and she even entertains him. And if she entertains him, she doesn't like Marshall question her character. Josh must be an MMA guy. I did not see that ear. I gotta go back and look. I hope they have those. Didn't make it to a couple on the reunion because Josh need to be on there. His ears are the first thing that I noticed. That's a wrestling ear. Was it looking chewed up? Josh was touchy. He was touching too much. I would have been like, get up off of me. NBA cry boy. I ain't gonna lie, I laughed. That was funny. Even though I don't feel like Marshall is a crybaby. We still have, like, we saw him cry in the pods, but he didn't even cry. He hasn't cried since. So it's not like he's just a crybaby. And second of all, what do y'all think about Josh telling Jackie that he came back and cried about a bunch of girls and it wasn't just Jackie? She was the only one. I personally feel like he was hating, because I need somebody to confirm that, because I don't believe what he said. He said himself he wanted to stir the pot. He said get kicked off the show again. That's the boss vibe Jackie wants. If that's what Jackie wants, let her have him. She deserves him if that's what she wants. Yeah, Josh basically sees himself better than Marshall. He is the Drake to what? No, and that's the thing. Like, you got that totally confused, because both of y'all, I'm telling you. In fact, I would look at Marshall as higher because he knows how to carry himself. You came in here drunk, not knowing how to carry yourself. Kwame was over Josh. That's the only time I was on Kwame's side. Marshall is a Will Smith. Let's not lie, ladies. Plus, Jackie said she will never settle for him. What do you mean, a Will Smith? Josh is a production plant. Ain't no way he for real. I know for a fact. Well, I don't know. Allegedly, production had to call him to come to this party, because why else was he here? Why a bunch of other people that were in the pods with them, why didn't they show up? Why wasn't Irina there? Like, I know they invited Amber too, also for drama, but Paul just avoided the drama. What do you mean by he's a Will Smith? I think she knows Marshall is what she needs, but it's not what she wants. Let him go then. Let him go. Because that never works. When you know when you give a nice guy a chance, you just giving him a chance because he's a nice guy, not because you actually like him. You know he'll be good for you, but you know you don't see no chemistry there. You don't actually want him. Just let him go. Let him go, because that is only you're doing him a disservice, and that's Why hold on to somebody you know you don't want? Go let him find somebody that actually will appreciate him. Marshall is a higher quality man. Josh is someone. Oh, dang, I lost it. Josh is someone to keep the bed warm, but I will get tired of him real quick. Chelsea was so over him. She so was. Chelsea was like, why is he at my party? I don't even know him like that. Marshall is Will Smith because his masculinity is insulted by Jackie just by the way he looks. So now Marshall has to prove himself that he's a man. Okay, okay. Josh and Jackie are both projects. I need Jackie and Josh to be together and leave the show. Marshall would be like, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Thank you. Jackie does not love Marshall. She never said it. He said she'll say things like, I F with you heavy, but she'll never say I love you. And I feel like that's a huge red flag. He's fake and trying to create the perception that he's a good guy like Will Smith. You think that? I don't know. I think Marshall is genuine. I think he's made a mistake or two, but I think he's genuinely a nice person. Seems like, at least. I don't like Paul, but I like how he responded to Amber. Like, how else should he have responded? Like Kwame and Micah. I agree. Josh is Jackie's type for sure. That you could tell that's the type of guy she would normally go for. I'll be a project for breakfast and vulnerability in marriage. Don't judge me. Samu, Marshall, and Ayana would be so cute. I could see that. Oh, I could see that. Because he would enjoy her quirkiness and he would really appreciate her. And I feel like she would do the same in return. That would be so cute. Oh my goodness. I don't think Marshall loves Jackie either. He kept saying, I genuinely love this girl so much. And it didn't sound genuine one bit. He loves the idea. Oh, dang. He loves the idea of building her up. That I could see where you're coming from with that. Jackie was scared of halitosis. Maybe he got this egg breath. Oh no. Yeah, his interaction with his family made me feel like he's genuine. I do feel like he's genuine. And even if he's saying I love her, I think he really believes that he loves her. Even if he doesn't really, I think he thinks he does. You know? Marshall forcing that jacket was off, but he's 1,000% better than that goofball. I do agree that him doing that jacket was a bit much. Because I was like, wait a minute. Like, did she say she was cold? Like, Jackie needs to live with Josh and live in toxic paradise. Marshall seems like a nice guy's finished last type. I think women probably played with him in the past. I could see that. Marshall should go with corny, skinny Chelsea. I think Paul should have returned the favor to Micah. That would have been what she deserved, but I think it was already enough with the whole Irina thing. Marshall gives hints of weirdness like the coat thing. Yeah, I agree. There's been a couple of things that's been like, Marshall, why you do that? I gotta admit that. Did anyone see the interview where Jackie said she was creeped out by Marshall because of his eye color? She sounds just like Irina. Caught saying that Zach didn't blink enough. Like, a very huge red flag. I think Marshall is genuine too, but a bit controlling. His comments about Jackie was a project and Coatgate made me believe he has insecurities about his partner. Yeah, Marshall definitely isn't perfect, but I think his intentions are good. Jackie can smell bad breath, but can she smell a red flag? Marshall and Chelsea would have been a better match. Marshall would be cute with a quirky black girl. He would. That's what I think he needs. He needs somebody that grew up in the suburbs or something. Like, he needs somebody, you know, that's gonna like his quirkiness too, because he's quirky as well and a little bit offbeat. And really an Ayana type. Even if it's not Ayana, somebody similar, you know, cute, funny, genuine. Make sure y'all like the video, you guys. I'm gonna get off in like, let me see. I'll probably get off in about 5 minutes. But make sure y'all like the video. It's 113 people in here. Shout out to everyone in here. So does Jackie live with her family? Now, I saw that she said that her father had cancer. And so financially, she was helping out with him. And also, her brother just came home from prison. So she's helping him out financially. And I agree with a lot of people that said that, you know, she shouldn't have to be, you know, financially responsible for, you know, everyone, because that's a lot to put on one person. And so that's where I do sympathize with her, because I know she feels that responsibility to do so. And, you know, she from the way her mother sounds, it sounds like, you know, she's not the only one putting the pressure on herself. Like, it seems like she has a lot of pressure also being placed on her shoulders by others in the family. So I don't know. So go be with them then. If it's causing so much stress on the show, it just doesn't make sense. Seems like she's trying to get away from it. I feel like she used this as a way to get away, but then felt guilty when she actually got away. And I don't know. I'm speaking as someone who has dealt with this a little bit, not financially, but I know how it feels to feel that weight of having to, you know, be the one to carry a lot in your family, and feeling like it's your responsibility and all the responsibility is on your shoulders. And when you finally do go out and do something for yourself, having that guilt. So I do see where she could be coming from with that. That's another great point. The show pays well. And I'm, you know, like someone mentioned earlier, people that do this show immediately get all the followers, and you could become an influencer, and that could be another bag. She shouldn't have signed up for this or any reality show. I agree, but I feel like she was using the show to escape. She probably signed up for the show hoping it could be her big break to get famous and help provide for her family. I can see that. But a show is not the answer. Go take a vacation. Not love is mine. I agree. I totally agree with that. But I feel like that was her logic going into this, along with the money. Love your hair. Thank you. She is trying to get away, but unfortunately, this wasn't the right track. Right. Because, and then also think about it, like if she got married and it worked out and she got the aggressive type of man that in her mind that she wanted, if she got married to somebody, a lot of times a husband's gonna put his foot down, like, y'all ain't gonna keep stressing my wife out, you know what I'm saying? Or we can't keep letting all this money just leave the house like this. We gotta, you know, a lot of times men will step in and say, you know, my wife she can no longer play that role in this family. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here. It's been 1 hour and 10 minutes. I love you guys. Shout out to the people in here that contributed to the conversation. It's always a good time with you guys. I love to hear your opinions, your perceptions. It always gives me like a different perspective and point of view. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this live. And I think I'm gonna go live again next week. I don't know what day. I'll let y'all know. But yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Peace.